My condolences out to Todd Harris and his family. Someone that meant a lot to our league, and done so. I worked with him for so many years, and you know, that's very sad and dramatic. You know what happened, and get an opportunity to know his wife and his son and his daughter, seeing them all for the last few years. Every time, you know, we played Brooklyn, I seen them in the tunnel taking pictures with their family, and just always been kind to me. And you know, when I heard the news, because I haven't been on social media for quite a while now, I didn't even know it happened until, you know, when we did the silent moment of silence yesterday before the game, and that was lets you know that you know, this game is unbelievable, but there's also things much bigger than that. So my prayers for my family sent up to his family. To answer your question, you know, I've been around the clock, you know, getting my body ready for tomorrow, getting my mind ready once again. And is it an advantage? I don't know if it's an advantage, you know, after this series, after this postseason, after how many, you know, minutes and games I've played in. But you know, I'll be ready to go tomorrow once the game get here.
And just one quick follow-up. Obviously, you guys played a lot better in Game 3. Now that you had a little bit of time, what did you see out there on the court that is working for you guys, and that you think you can bring and carry over to Game 4 to make sure you can complete out and you know, get that game?
Well, I feel like if we come in with the same energy, same effort, physicality, you know, as we did in Game 3, we give ourselves a good chance to win. Now, does that result in a win? It's, you know, it's to see, you know, because we played well in Game 3 and they was able to get that one as well. So, you know, it's just about us playing the same way, being a little bit better down the stretch, obviously. But like I said last night, we had some, I mean, I just watched the film. We had some pretty good looks that just didn't go down, and they had some looks that went down for them. So, you know, obviously we know it's a big challenge, but, you know, we look forward to the matchup again.
Brian, middle in the back.
Brian Mahoney, Associated Press. LeBron, having changed teams a couple times and knowing, you know, how hard it can be, how long it can take for it all to come together, can you appreciate for Kevin maybe how fortunate maybe he is that it looks like he found a situation for him where it just blends perfectly right, and maybe it can be quicker, he can find a fulfillment easier?
Well, I mean, first of all, with all the success that he's gotten throughout his career, I've always been proud of him and always excited to see him grow as a player. I don't think that our careers are the same as far as changing teams. You know, their team was already kind of put together, and you just implement a guy that's ready to sacrifice, a great talent, a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win. But that team, they knew what they were about. And he just had to come in and just do what he had to do, and that's what he's been doing. For me, when I left here to go to Miami, we had to build something. You know, we brought in, you know, 8 or 9 guys, and we had to build something. And when I came back here, we built something again. But I can definitely appreciate the simple fact of him either reshaping this game or just sacrificing maybe some shots here, sacrificing having the ball in his hands, you know, all the time. But it works for their team, and I mean, who wouldn't want to sacrifice playing on a Golden State team or a San Antonio team or a Cleveland team when you know the ultimate result can actually compete for a championship?
Joe on the left side.
Joe VardenClean.com. You know, LeBron, we know that you don't put too much importance on almost any one game, you know, outside of a Game 7, obviously. But with getting one tomorrow, how important would that be for you, whether it be, you know, to stop history, to avoid a sweep, whatever the case?
Well, my mindset is to try to get every game. And tomorrow is another important opportunity for us and for myself, obviously, to continue the series. You know, it's been a long season, and you hate for it to end this way. So, you know, I mentally and physically got to prepare myself for that.
Michael, right next to him. Joe.
Michael Grange from Sportsnet in Toronto. LeBron, you touched on this a little bit last night, but, you know, even before this series, you were kind of knew this was going to be a tough one. Having played these guys now 3 games, is the challenge, is it different than you anticipated? What have you learned about the Golden State?
Well, you knew they was resilient. For one, I watched a lot of film on them, and I knew it's going to be one of the toughest challenges I've had. You know, it's because of the firepower they had, because of the mindset that they was going to have, and they're a hungry group. You can sense that. You've seen that throughout the postseason. You've seen it for the first 3 games of the finals, and you know, they have so much talent. You know, a ton of talent. So, and they work well together. You know, it's not one guy on that team that's selfishly looking for himself and not, you know, for the team. And when you combine talent, you combine unselfishness, and then you combine guys that play hard, that's going to result in some really good things. And you know, and I sense that from not only watching the film before the series started, and also, you know, now playing the series.
Thank you.
The edge at the end.
Chris in the middle row 3.
Yeah. Crazy. I couldn't believe it. Very exciting.
Chris Haynes, ESPN. Bron, after watching film now, that possession where after KD hit the 3, were you comfortable with that? Is that what you guys were looking for? It seemed like a lot of time was wasted in that possession.
Well, after KD hit the 3, I think that's when Kyrie missed the jumper, right? You know, Kyrie had it going, you know, as far as the one-on-one matchup, you know, and he's an exceptional one-on-one player. We take it. You know, he was pretty down about the shot attempt that he got, but listen, like I said, it's a miss or make league, and he left everything on the floor. He did everything he could, and obviously when you miss the shot, you always going to say, well, you know, we could have got a better possession, you know, and but, you know, we live with that. We live with our star point guard taking a shot that he's capable of making. He just missed it, and that was the result of it.
Dave on the left side, row 4.
David Grenneman, ESPN. LeBron, the plus-minus numbers last night with you on the court versus off the court are reflective of some of the numbers we saw throughout the regular season, and also reflective of the team's record when you know, playing a game or versus not playing a game. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, you know, you missed some time, and the Cavs were able to stem the tide. What can be done moving forward to empower this team to be able to, you know, perform at a consistent level when you're taking a break or from a game or from a you know, a brief rest in a game?
I don't know. I don't know the question, the answer to that, Dave, right now. You know, obviously, you know, I hate the fact that, you know, we're not able to, you know, just try to keep the leads, and if I come out the game, or not even keep the leads, just sustain it. You know, and I hate it for my teammates. I hate it for myself. I mean, I hate it for everybody that's involved. And, you know, last night it was another one of those instances. You know, I came out with 143, I believe, in the first quarter. We up 30, I think it was up 31-29, and then, you know, they went on a quick 10-0 run. You know, it's 39, 31, well, 32 after they reviewed the 3 that added another point. And, you know, and against a team like this, those type of runs you can't afford. And like you said, throughout the course of the regular season or throughout the course of the postseason, you know, we just got to find better ways to, you know, as a collective unit, having the right pieces out on the floor, or the guys that's on the floor, they have to do their job and try to do it at a high level, no matter who's out on the floor. You know, and you know, so something we have to figure out.
You might be able to sue. I don't know.
Tom on the left side.
Tom Withers, AP. Sorry, Bron, they asked me to stand up for this. 10 years ago, you began your finals run against a team that was in the midst of a dynasty. Now you're up against a team that looks like it's built to last. Does that change the challenge? Does that fuel you? How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I think it's just part of my calling to go against teams that's in the midst of a dynasty. And, you know, this has been the best team in our league the last 3 years. You know, and they won a championship. And last year, there was the greatest regular season team we had played. It was probably one of the best postseason teams that everybody has ever seen as well. But we were just able to overcome that. And they're playing like one of the best teams once again. So, you know, like I said, there's been times throughout my career where I've just played teams that was just in the midst of something that can last for a long time. And obviously this team is built, you know, to be able to do that with the talent that they have. You know, so, we'll see what happens. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen, but as it stands right now, they look pretty good as far as the future.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I know you don't like to look too far down the road, but as well as you're playing and as good as you're feeling, have you kind of recalibrated how long you want to stay around?
I don't know. I mean, I feel good. I actually feel better. I don't feel good right now, but I feel pretty good with my game is right now. But I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, how long I want to stay around. I definitely want to compete. I want to compete for championships.
I haven't seen it too much, but they're doing a good job sending two guys. Zaza and Draymond box me out. But then it frees it up for Kevin. You saw Kevin in the second half. What do you have about 3 or 4 offensive rebounds?
Mo Hamilton, Basketball Insiders. LeBron, obviously, you're no stranger to criticism, right? There are some people that feel that with 50 seconds left in the game, you guys up too.
Even though I might not be getting a rebound and Kev getting it, he's scoring
in those moments to try to score that basket yourself as opposed to dishing it away. Just curious to know what your message to those critics would be.
I don't know if you've been here for the last couple of years or heard me talk. I don't know.
Tomorrow's another opportunity for us to go
I had
on court
101 drives last
night. Ball
night.
Game, so
I didn't have 101, but you get the gist of it.
We know what it is. We know what's on
Sorry,
what's
I didn't
on
go
the
for
line.
102.
We know how important this game is.
But at the end of the day, I don't really get it. What is a critic? It doesn't matter. One of my favorite quotes when I really stopped caring about what people say is Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena. So if you look at that, you can see where I'm at right now in my life. It doesn't matter.
If you could have the play over again, would you still make that same pass?
If I could have the play over again, I would come off a 3-screen situation. Draymond would switch on me with 5 fouls. I would get him leaning. I would drive left. I would see KD step up. I would see Steph Curry drop on Kevin, and I would see Kyle Korver in the corner. It's one of the greatest three-point shooters in this league history, and give him an opportunity in the short corner.
Oh, really?
I would do the same exact thing.
I get here on secret spot. Ken Berger with The Athletic. Ron, to your earlier point about KD, when you changed teams and went to Miami, it was a different time. In order to get a player of your caliber, Kevin's caliber, you had to pretty much clear the decks and start over. Now you have a situation where a team is able to be a championship team already and add a player of Kevin's caliber. Is that good or bad for the league, in your opinion? And for a guy who pours his heart and soul into this, is it fair?
It's part of the rules. I mean, the difference between my situation is, the best thing with Golden State's situation is a lot of the guys were drafted. They drafted a lot of their guys. They drafted, 3 of their best players were already drafted, so they're able to hold on to them because they own their bird rights, if everybody knows the CBA, so they able to keep Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and able to go out and sign someone else, like they did this past summer by just getting rid of a couple pieces in Harrison Barnes and, not re-signing Barbosa and Bogut and, guys from last year's team, so allowed them to go do that. In my case, going to Miami, we had to clear a lot of space because they didn't have anybody as far as, guys that they wanted to keep as far as bird rights besides UD and D Wade. They had the opportunity to go get 2 of us, and they did that in me and Bosh, and then we was able to finagle a way to get Mike Miller because some of us took pay cuts and got some other guys. We had Rio because he was drafted. But it was a different situation, totally different. But is it fair? I don't care. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, it's great for our league. I mean, right now, look at our TV ratings. Look at the money our league is pouring in. I mean, guys are loving the game. Our fans love the game. I mean, who am I to say if it's fair or not? I mean, no matter who am I going against, if I'm going against, 4 Hall of Famers, like I said before the series started with Draymond, Clay, Steph, and KD, or if I'm going against 2 or whatever the case may be, I'm always excited to play the game, and I'm not one to judge or say if it's fair or not if guys are adding, players to their team. So, I mean, that's what you want to do. I mean, is it fair that the New York Yankees in the 90s was adding piece after piece after piece after piece? I mean, if you have the opportunity to do that, Is it fair that the Cowboys added Deion Sanders? I mean, listen, it happens. It's sports. You know, you can have an opportunity to sign one of the best players, and you can do it. Go ahead and do it. Why not? If I become an owner, I'm going to try to sign everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, LeBron. Coach Lewis next.
Well, it sounds like LeBron is on his way to ownership.